S26 Ultra new updates are good, but are we going to see any real update on S26 Ultra? Although S25 Ultra is on a really good deal right now from Samsung, which you can avail from prior listed in this video. There was some back and forth about the cameras of S26 Ultra. Some said bad about the cameras and others actually agree on the good updates. But there was one thing which bothers people a lot, and that was a downgrade of 3 times telephoto sensor. Even ICE claimed it. Now there's a source who shared a detailed analysis. According to him, the L versus K mystery. S25 base model and S25 Plus will come with a 3 times S5K 3K1 sensor, which is 1/3.94 inches, 10 megapixel, and S25 Ultra got 3 times Sony IMX754 sensor, which is 1/3.52 inches, 10 megapixel. Now, rumor says the S26 Ultra gets a new S5K 3LD. K equals to compact, low-cost telephoto ultra-wide class. L series equals to hugely large sensors, and most importantly, no L series has ever been as small as 1/3.94 inches. S5K2LD is a 12 megapixel sensor which comes with 1/1.76 inches dual pixel, and the so-called evidence, just a text string S5K3LD found in the test firmware of S26 Ultra. That's it. Size confirmed? No. A 1/3.2 or 1/3.5 inches sensor fits perfectly in the S series safe zone camera space. Keeps the sleek design, keeps quality, resolution, maybe 12 megapixel or just a binning mode was used on a high performance flagship sensors, not a budget part. This is an interesting thing to hear about the 3 times telephoto sensor and potentially see an update on S26 Ultra. Maybe we're getting an update instead of a downgrade people were talking about before. The S Pen is still a mystery for people who wanted that specific feature in the S26 Ultra. There's not a single source confirming a Bluetooth S Pen return on S26 Ultra. Even my source confirmed there's no Bluetooth S Pen feature on S26 Ultra, which means no Bluetooth S Pen on S26 Ultra. Now, let's see the first look of S26 Ultra. There are a bunch of renders including some real-life pictures surfaced online about the S26 Ultra, but there was no closer look. Now, a recent video from a fellow YouTuber showed the real design of Galaxy S26 Ultra, and yes, it is different compared to the S25 Ultra and even different compared to the S24 Ultra. Especially, the back design is what stands out on the S26 Ultra. Kinda like the fresh look on S26 Ultra compared to the S25 Ultra. Still, S25 Ultra also looks good for the most part. One key thing, if you notice or not, S26 Ultra is slightly more rounded compared to the S25 Ultra, and in reality, this would make a big difference. So the era of sharp corners are no more on Samsung phones. One other thing, S26 Ultra is thinner compared to the S25 Ultra, rated at 7.9mm compared to 8.2mm on S25 Ultra, making our way through one of the slimmest Ultra phones from Samsung. While S26 Ultra seems fresh for S lineup, it's not new to the world, as we already have a Z Fold 7 which shares the exact same design, and there was one small problem. This thing will wobble on the table. You have to use the cases to make it work. The design is changed on S26 Ultra, we all know. Now even the display is seeing a change on S26 Ultra. There are a bunch of renders already out about the S26 Ultra, but a new source confirming a big change on the front of the phone. According to iUniverse, this time the Galaxy S26 Ultra black version features a black frame, not the lighter silver. So the overall visual bezel is inevitably wider. This is an interesting concept. S25 Ultra, however, does have a similar thing with a jet black color which was limited and you can only get it from Samsung. Else, S25 Ultra features silver frames, and that does make sense to differentiate the bezels and the sides of the phone. Even S26 Ultra is getting a similar bezels, yet in real world, yes, it will gonna look a bit wider compared to the S25 Ultra. I mean, the bezels would look thicker compared to the S25 Ultra with the black color. If this is how they are doing this, then we can see a similar thing with other colors? I don't think so. And maybe people would prefer other colors instead of jet black or titanium black. Meanwhile, they are changing the display technology on S26 Ultra, which is another big plus for the S26 Ultra. Now, people have different opinion on it, but don't you guys worried about the back design and all? On this note, if you're still here, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Till then, peace out.